All right. Moving on to our next Patreon request, and this one comes from my good friend Mount Vernon Kid, and he asked me to do a crossover between Megaman and the Vision. As always, if you guys would like to have a Patreon request done, just hit the link in the description box below. Head on over to my Patreon, hit the third tier, that'll allow you access to do so. But other than that, let's get started with the video. So, this story is not going to take place in like the Marvel Capcom crossover. This is going to be like its own story. So yeah, just want to be clear. This is like they've kind of met. Didn't they meet before? Well, technically, I don't think Vision's been in a. No, I don't think Vision. No, wait, he was in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I think he was. But yeah, so we're gonna ignore the Marvel Capcom games for this one. Anyway. So the story begins with Vision, essentially. He's just, this is him with the Avengers, currently the Jed McKay Avengers. And Vision is been sent to investigate a power plant that has come under attack. And Vision goes, he checks things out, and they're like, he's asking like some of the workers, like, what happened? Like, what, who was the assailant? And they reply, it was robots. You know, not like you. They didn't look like you, but like they were big blocky robots. And he's like, oh no. Okay, I'll look. And he's like, I know robots is kind of like an open book, but when it comes to machines, Vision's like, it's always going to be my father. It's going to be Ultron. Like, it always leads back to Ultron in one way or another. And sure enough, as he's like thinking about this shit, that's when he just gets decked across the face by a huge fist before he even realizes it, and it's Gutsman. Gutsman's like, "Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Gutsman. I'm here to pummel you into the dirt." And Vision's like, "No, my father's gone more interesting with his designs." And he's like, "Father, we ain't related, pal." And that's before. And Vision like tries to phase through, but before he can, he gets stabbed in the back by Cutman, and then struck again by Proto Man. So the three of them are like, "So, hi, we're Dr. Wily says hello," and that's when Vision gets taken. So the Avengers, of course, are like a little worried that like, hey, we lost our robot, we lost our synthetic, and they're like trying to figure this out. And they did watch footage of it, and they're like, well, we're kind of tied up with another thing. Is there some way we can contact someone else to help us? And that's when like Iron Man suggests, hey, I know those robots. Like Tony suggests, like, hey, I know those robots or robot designs. They're from this some nut job named Dr. Wily. And he's like, he tried to work for Stark Industries a while back, but but like even I knew this dude was a little fucking crazy. So he had a partner though named Dr. Light, and Light made his own robot. So maybe we can give them a call to help us out to find our missing Vision. So the Avengers contact Dr. Light, and they're like, hey, we kind of need your help with something. And Light's like, sure. The Avengers explain that they're kind of tied up right now with dealing with a plot by Kang at the moment. They're dealing with shit with him, and they believe that Dr. Wily has kidnapped the Vision. So they're like, hey, can you help? It would be a big, if you could help us, we'd greatly appreciate it. So Dr. Light's, I got you. I got a guy. And that guy, of course, is Megaman. So Megaman gets dispatched to deal with, to find Vision. Meanwhile, Vision has been locked up in a stasis field that kind of keeps him from phasing or changing his body mass. And Dr. Wily reveals, like, so, hi, I'm Wily. I'm a big fan of you, and I'm a big fan of Dr. Pym's work. I know you weren't made by Pym, you were made by his son, but I can always appreciate an artist. And Vision's like, so what do you want? And Wily is like, I'm so glad you asked. Like I said, I'm a fan, and I've always, and as you can see, my robot masters are pretty powerful, but they aren't like you. And I'm looking to build a new I want to use something I want to use your schematics to build to build a synthezoid like you. And Vision's like, that's not going to work. Like, trust me, like, you're not the first person to like try to take me apart and try to make something new. And Wily's just like, I know, but most people aren't me. So Wily gets to work on like scanning and like working at like trying to like just run tests on everything on how to build his own synthezoid. Meanwhile, Megaman is on the hunt for Vision and is already like found already like pieced together where Wily's keeping him in a secure facility. Of course, the robot masters already find out that like, oh shit, Megaman's here. We got to deal with that. So they go out there. Megaman's just like, I'm just here for Vision. You let me like he's just loading his can. He's just like, all right, you guys know me. You guys know what I'm capable of, and I've gotten all your powers. So we can do this. A, you can move aside, and I will take Vision, and no one gets no one gets pulled apart. Or B, you guys have to spend the whole day being put back together. Of course, the robot masters do not heed Mega Man's warning, and instead proceed to all just dogpile on him. Mega Man, of course, is like, I'm so glad you picked this option. So Mega Man proceeds to just fight his way through the robot masters all at once, using their abilities against them, until eventually he does break into Wily's facility and finds the Vision, already like beaten up and from the tests and all the things. Like he's just got like ripped apart by Wily, who in turn has made a prototype of his own Vision, which he calls Synthoman. So Wily's like, I made it's a little early and it is a prototype, but hey, what better way than to test your prototype out than on the real thing? Kill him. So Synthoman battles Mega Man. The two fight, and this thing is like, it's capable of everything Vision can do: super strength, density change, intangibility, laser vision, super strength, all of that. And Mega Man isn't capable of like, the other thing is that when Mega Man tries to like copy Synthoman's ability, Synthoman just constantly changes his schematics, and that's when Wily explains, you see, I picked up that you could do that, and I wanted to build something that you couldn't copy. So Synthoman's programming is that since it's a synthetic form, and the life, since it's kind of borderline biological, he can't copy that. It's supposed to be like inanimate objects. So Synthoman's abilities can't be replicated because it is too close to biological tissue. That Mega Man's programming can't discern that. So now he has to use the other powers of the robot masters. But again, Synthoman is just fucking powerful. Vision, as wounded as he is, has to like, step in and help. So Vision's like, Mega Man, he fights like me, and I can help in any way, shape, or form I can. So Mega Man and Vision team up, and the two proceed to fight him. But Synthoman is just wrecking house against both of them, and that's when Vision basically, Mega Man's like, God, we're getting our asses beat. Like, you got any idea of like how to beat this guy? And Vision's like, I've got it like a Hail Mary I've got like what you humans would call a Hail Mary move. So Vision like flies up to Synthoman, who's just getting ready to like blast them, and he's like, wait, is this what you want? What you want? And Synthoman is like, what do you mean? He's like, do you really want this? Like, when my father Ultron, built me, he basically wanted me to be a weapon. But I saw humanity, and I saw what I could be. Do you want to be just a weapon? And he's like, but I was created to destroy. And Wily's like, oh no, I think I did it a little too well. And Vision is like, you're correct. You made him like me. You made him too much like me. So I'm gonna like Vision convinces Synthoman, like, do you really want to be a weapon of war? Do you want to be something else? And he's like, I didn't ask to be created. I didn't want to be formed into whatever this is. Why was I made like this, Father? And Wily's just like, you were made to kill Mega Man and help me conquer the world. That is your only programming. And Syntho Man is like, and if I choose not to, and that's when Wily's like, no. But instead of Syntho Man is ready to kill Wily, Mega Man jumps in front of him, in front of Wily, just as he's about to punch through him and almost gets his chest caved in. And Syntho Man is like, this man is your enemy. Why would you save him? And he's like, it's the right thing to do. So Syntho Man has these all conflicting emotions, and he's like, I can't I must process what I am and what I wish to be. So he just rockets off into the stars. And Mega Man's like, do you know where he went? And Vision's like, to find himself. So Wily manages to escape with the Robot Masters, but Mega Man's like, nah, that's just par of the course. But I'm glad you're okay. And Vision's like, thank you for coming to save me. I'm glad there's other machines that, I found other machines out there who are, capable of more than our programming. And Mega Man's like, yeah, absolutely. So there's the team up. Anyway, so there you go, guys. That is the Mega Man Vision crossover. I want to thank Mount Vernon Kid for this Patreon request. Chris, thank you once again, and for your continued patronage. And like I said, if you guys would like to have a Patreon request done, just hit the link in the description box below. Head on over to my Patreon. Hit the 3rd tier. That'll allow you access to do so. But other than that, hope you all enjoy this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in Multiverse.